My fellow Americans, my intelligent friends, I made a video back in 2018 theorizing that our newly elected president was trying to tank our economy so he could make a fortune selling off our assets and maybe some states to foreign powers. It's a common real estate scam where the value of the property is artificially lowered so the seller gets a better deal. In this case, it's all profit for him anyway. He doesn't own the United States of America. And maybe that was his plan, but for the last 3 years the Federal Reserve has given him the low interest rates he demanded, Congress has financed every military venture he demanded, and the stock market just doesn't seem to realize that a government which loses $1 trillion in 1 year is not being run responsibly. And so the smart guys who got him elected and really run the show told him to ride it on through 2020, hoping to steal another election and keep the cash flowing for 4 more years. I don't blame the Chinese for screwing him over, frankly. They had to stop those pesky Hong Kong protests, and military options were not pretty. They knew nobody would suspect them of releasing a biological weapon on their own people. The protests would end pronto, and so what if a few million Chinese died in the process? Choking the world economy and neutering all the powers preventing Chinese expansion around the globe was just the cherry on top of the cupcake. The timing was terrible for our president, though. Every poll showed Joe Biden beating him in November, and all he had was the strong stock market to stand on. So at first, he denied there was a problem and blamed the Democrats as usual. But as the market crashed, his chances of winning the election went with it. So here is where we see the evil genius of his dark overlords. He can't win the election without a strong economy. November is only 7 months away. That's just not enough time for a robust recovery, with our president riding down Wall Street on a white horse leading America to victory once more. We're not going to beat this thing before Easter, of course. And we're not going to be out of the woods by November either. Not gonna happen, folks. So, he's going to postpone the 2020 elections. That's his only hope. That's why we're hearing the flatten the curve rhetoric. He wants America to wallow in misery, unemployed, desperate, healthcare system collapsed, millions dead. So in November he can declare a national emergency and cancel the elections until the polls are more favorable and he has attained hero status. Joe Biden, if you're listening, give it up, dude. It's over. His reckless plan has already wreaked havoc on the Democratic nomination process, and even if you are the nominee, with so many canceled primaries, Democrats will be totally disillusioned that their voices were heard, and come November, it's going to be 2016 all over again. There is no road to victory for you, Joe Biden. You can't win an election that isn't going to happen. In fact, the only body who can put a stop to this charade is Congress, if they could ever get their partisan heads out of their partisan asses. Congress could remove him as a danger to the health and well-being of the American people. But the GOP will complain that it's an election year and who cares how many Americans die? We can't let Joe Biden win. So the Democrats are going to have to make a deal as well. The president's actions are a danger to all Americans, and Congress should be reminded that all Americans are their constituents, even those who voted for someone else. Millions of Americans are out of work already, hundreds of millions can't even leave home, and bailing out large corporations while giving the American people some scraps does not count as bipartisan cooperation. Republicans, our president must be replaced now. Pence can probably hold it together until November. Democrats, the only way you are going to remove the president is if you promise the Republicans there won't be a Democrat president after November. Simply put, Republicans and Democrats must withdraw their presidential nominees from the 2020 election. The American people need leadership, now more than ever, from the Declaration of Independence. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall see most likely to effect their safety and happiness. Our president is not capable of effecting safety and happiness for the American people, even if that was his intent. The Chinese have exposed him, yet again, as a fool, and if Congress is not willing to step up and play a responsible role in this crisis, the American people are fully prepared to alter or abolish our system of government. My name is Stephen A. Richey. Thank you very much.